What's up, Collector Squad? We are back today with another statue review, and we've got the Tusken Raider from Kotobukiya. This is from their Star Wars Artist series, and from the first time I saw this statue, I was really excited about it. Thought it looked really, really cool, so we have brought it into the collection. So let's dive in and see what we think about this statue. So getting started here, guys, this is a 1/7 scale statue, and just like always, we're going to start at the base, and you'll come down here and you'll first notice that there is actually a black circular base down here at the bottom. This is obviously a turntable, but this black part right here is just a circular base that comes with the statue, and it's just kind of a plastic light base, and the statue and the rocky part of the statue just kind of sits down on top of it. It doesn't connect in any way. There's no magnets. There's nothing like that. So I'll actually probably display this without this black circular base. I'll just kind of leave it in the box and display it just with the rocky base. Again, that part's really not needed. And then you go up, and this is the part of the base that I do really like. It is just kind of a rocky kind of mountain type base with some kind of rubble and things like that. It's got some nice texturing to it. Not overly detailed on the paint or anything like that, but it does look good, nice sculpt and everything. This is a full PVC statue, again, from Kotobukiya. And I do like on the front, it's a nice touch where you've got the two skulls that just kind of place into the base, no magnets or anything like that, but look really cool and kind of do a nice job of giving you kind of the nice setting. And then you come over here kind of toward the back, and there's actually like a piece of a gaffy stick that the Tusken Raiders use a lot in their kind of melee fighting, which is really, really cool. So that's on the back. And then you've got this nice kind of cool flagpole almost that he's kind of like stuck into the ground. And it has kind of this nice like waving flag coming off the back of it that's a very similar material to the material of what he's actually wearing with his kind of desert cloak that he has. So very, very cool. Looks really, really awesome. And then you really get into kind of the meat of this statue, the Tusken Raider himself. And something I would recommend doing that I did before getting the statue was go to Kotobukiya's website and actually see the story behind the statue, because from the first time I saw it, I really thought the execution was absolutely incredible. I was like, this is the coolest Tusken Raider collectible I've ever seen for sure, and I really wanted it from the first time I saw it. It does kind of have a little bit of the Mythos vibe from like the Sideshow Star Wars Mythos line, and I think that's kind of what drew me to it, because I really do love that line. Obviously, again, a different scale. It is 1/7 scale, but go watch that video on Kotobukiya, because they interview the artist and everything, and he talks about kind of his concept for this, and there is actually an art print that comes with this that I'll show later in the video as well. But just kind of the story of him being kind of like a lone Tusken Raider. The concept is really just awesome. I love it. You kind of come up and you can see just from top to bottom, it's really got kind of this nice kind of texturing, and there's almost kind of like this cool like stitching that goes around that's kind of painted like a darker black, and there's kind of some different shades of kind of browns and tan colors and things like that all in his cloak. And it has a nice kind of movement and flow to the actual material, because this is fully sculpted. There's no mixed media. Like I said, it's all kind of a PVC type material. But again, I love the flow of it, and the texturing and the paint work. And one of the things you'll probably notice is looking at the prototype to looking to this statue right here, the paint actually is a lot darker. And I was wondering kind of how I would feel about that, because I did see a couple of in-hand pictures before I got mine. Seeing it in hand, I really do like it. I think the paint looks really good. Again, even though it is much darker than the prototype, I think it allows there to be a really good contrast between the base and the Tusken Raider himself. So you kind of got the lighter base and then kind of the darker paint job on the Tusken Raider. So again, I think it looks really good. You've got just kind of coming up here, there's a lot of detail in his rifle. I always kind of think of that scene when they're sitting up there during the pod race in episode 1, shooting down and trying to wreck the pod racers with their rifles. So again, really, really cool detail. Just kind of in the rifle again. It is a PVC material, so it actually is a little bit flimsy. It kind of gives a little bit and stuff. And as you come here to the back, kind of around his waist, you've actually got some nice kind of pouches and things like that where he could store anything he might need. Really cool detail on that. And something I would like to mention too is when you're putting this together, just be ready to have some patience because there's a very specific way that you have to like put the wrists into the arms and then make sure that the gun attaches correctly to kind of like the back kind of left armpit, and you have to do it all in a certain order to where the wrists go all the way in a certain order, and then the arms get pushed in, and you have to make sure there's a peg that the rifle goes in kind of under his armpit. And just read the instructions. They do come with instructions, but even with the instructions, it took me kind of some fiddling and trying it a couple of times to actually get it to all kind of fit like it was supposed to, with no seams or anything like that. Now, again, once you get it all together, it looks great. I don't really see any seams or anything like that. But again, just be very, very patient. It took me a little bit of time to put that together. There are no like magnets or anything. This is all just kind of like a snap fit statue. So sometimes you have to kind of work it in a little bit to make sure everything goes together well. But again, once you get it together, I think it's absolutely just a stunning statue. And kind of moving up a little bit more, he's got the nice hood that kind of drapes back over his shoulders of his cloak. Painted very similar, again, kind of in that darker style. You've got kind of the stitching going down with the darker black and then kind of the browns and tans going around. And then you come up to the head sculpt, which this is one of the most unique things about the Tusken Raiders that I really love, and just what kind of goes into their look. Again, you can see it's kind of that classic look, very nice texturing kind of around the wraps around his head, and just kind of the nice metal looks for the eyepieces, and the other parts coming out that are almost like horns around his head a little bit. And again, just looks really, really great. I think it's just a well executed statue. I love the flow of it. I love the look. This is, again, one of the coolest looking Tusken Raiders and portrayals of a Tusken Raider that I've ever seen. I think it's just going to go nice in the collection. One thing I would recommend when it comes to the head sculpt and the head positioning, you can kind of notice that he's looking down. I think this statue is going to be much better displayed up high, which goes kind of with the look anyway, because it does almost look like he's kind of perched up on the top of like a rocky mountain and kind of looking down, ready to maybe shoot something with his rifle. So I think this is going to go really well on kind of a top shelf, which is, again, the way I'm going to display it. So great job, Kotobukiya. I think this artist line is really good. They've released a couple of pieces already. They've shown a kind of really cool concept of Vader that they're going to come out with as well. So I hope they keep doing stuff in this series and keep putting out statues like this guy, because, again, I'm really excited to own it. Very glad I bought it. It's not priced bad. It was about $200 from Sideshow. So I think it's well worth it. It does have some good weight to it, even though it's PVC. There are no switch outs or anything like that. So again, it just comes with the statue, comes with the art print, again, that I'll show you here in a second. And again, just fantastic statue by Kotobukiya. This was kind of a special one for me because my statue collecting began with Kotobukiya. So it's been a while actually since I've gotten a Kotobukiya statue. I've been getting a lot of Sideshow and stuff like that. But going back to Kotobukiya and seeing how awesome this statue is, and again, it was tough to put together in some ways, but other than that, I feel like it's flawless as far as like the paint work and the sculpt and everything like that. I just really like it. I think it's well executed. So again, very happy with it. Would highly recommend it. Think it's going to look great in my Star Wars collection. I love all the Star Wars product that we're getting from all these different companies, and I hope just cool pieces like this will just keep pushing companies to come up with awesome concepts like this. Because again, I'm loving it. I want to keep adding to my Star Wars collection, and this is a great piece to go with. So like I mentioned before, here is the art print that comes with the statue. Thought that was really cool for Kotobukiya to include that. So I'm hoping to kind of get it up on my wall somewhere in the room. I think it's a really awesome concept, again, just like, obviously, like I said, the statue. So let me know what you think down in the comments about this guy. If you like it, anything you maybe would do differently, what you don't like about it, I'd love to discuss that with you. Please like the video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel already, please go ahead and do that. Thank you to everyone who already has subscribed. It's just been a blast kind of getting the channel up and running. We look forward to continuing to bring you cool content like this. And as always, collect what you like, not what's popular. Thanks, guys.